What's up to Lion Talk Live? So we love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew. This is Ball Hawk Ifeatu Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
Guess what day it is? Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for joining me here today. Hey, it's Lions Talk Live. It is Thursday, and you know what that means. Later on today, get ready to rumble, bumble, and stumble as we get into the NFL draft. What's going to happen with the first overall pick? I think we probably all know the first couple picks of the draft. But you get past pick 3, assuming there's no blockbuster trade for 2 or 3, that's where the draft really is going to begin. And as you can tell from today's thumbnail, hey, Vegas puts odds on everything. Who's going to drink a Mountain Dew today, who's not, etc., whatever it's going to be. There are more and more reports coming out of Vegas as of late yesterday. Apparently, the Lions have one of the most sought-after draft picks in the entire first round of the draft between picks number 25 and 28. Guess what? Everybody is expecting somebody to trade on up to get a player of interest, to get that fifth-year option. We're going to dive into that and a whole lot of other draft-related news in today's episode of the show. This time tomorrow, we're all going to be breaking down, like everybody else in national media, YouTube media, whatever media, about the selections and all the first rounds, all the picks that were made, all the guys that weren't picked, all the trades that are probably going to happen. And the Lions are negotiating, apparently, with a ton of different teams about draft picks. Why? Because everybody's going to want to move up from the second round into that spot, into the 28th, the 30th, 31st, 27th, whatever, to try to acquire one of the players. There's a lot of speculation that if Jackson Dart or somebody else falls to that spot, you're going to see the Lions or other teams get offers. And could the Lions cash in on those offers? I guess we'll have to see what Brad Holmes has planned. But as you all probably know, by this point, by the time all these GMs, coaches wake up today, they've already gone through about 2 months worth of war room mock situations. All right, let's get this show rocking and rolling and going. So real quick, hey, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We are 43 subs away from 13,600. So if you can help out with that, that would be most awesome and welcomed. Also, if you have a half second of time, it doesn't cost a dime. Reach on down, hit that thumbs up button, that like button, hit all the buttons while you're at it. We try to get every episode of the show between 200, 300, 400 or more thumbs up or likes. Last but most certainly, never least, if you are considering buying or selling property anywhere in the great state of Michigan, let alone the continental United States, go ahead and give me a call or shoot me a text. You see my number scrolling at the bottom of the screen, 269-998-2384. Can be anywhere in the state of Michigan. Yesterday, one of you contacted me about seeing a house in Ypsilanti, put an offer, got it accepted, so I'm happy for you. I know a couple of other Duke Crew members asked me about helping list their house. So if it's in the state of Michigan, I can help you out. If it's outside the state, there's a couple things I got to do a little bit differently, but I'll work for you. Been in the industry for over 30 years, so if you're looking for somebody who's going to save you some time, save you some hassle, shoot you straight if you should or should not buy that house, you get to just give me a call or shoot me a text. All right, with all that done, set out of the way, let's get this show rocking in and rolling in and going. It is draft day. Let's get it going with 5 headlines now. Warning, spoiler alert, there's going to be more than 5 headlines today. All right, 5 headlines now, even though it's more like 29 headlines now. Jameson Williams attends Lions voluntary workout amid trade rumors. So Jameson Williams, hey, there's been some talk in recent weeks. Could he be traded? I'll say at least this. You probably got to squash all that just because he did show up for the voluntary workouts yesterday. Big smile on his face. I think most of the Lions probably knew when they hit the field. Whether or not it was finalized or not at that point, who really knows? But Kirby Joseph, as we all know, got paid, and that was probably going through the locker room. Probably a lot of people happy. Jameson Williams didn't really talk to anybody, just came on out, did something, and just said, hey, we're Gucci over here. And you could see his tone for the team is a very positive one. You've seen also in about the last week, he's attended different pro sporting events for the Detroit area. I don't personally think, like we've all been talking about and agreeing for some time, I don't think there's any scenario the Lions let him out. I think he wants to be a Detroit Lion. I think the Detroit Lions want him. And I get agents are going to do what they can do to try to get their representation or their client the best bag, the best deal they possibly can. End of the day, Jameson Williams has grown up a lot during his time with the Detroit Lions. I think he's a dang good kid. I think he's only going to get better as an individual, let alone a player. But let's be honest, what he is as a player is going to be hard for them to find somebody similar like that in this draft, the next draft, or whatever. He is a very rare person, and I think he's just starting to come into his own. I personally hope he sticks around. But go check out John Macaron's report on this on the SI.com if you want to. But Jameson Williams, the 10th voluntary workout. I think Macaron's got the idea that Jameson Williams is definitely not leaving the building. See what he has to say. Check out the story. All right, next is the 5 glorious headlines now. Oops, I probably didn't even put that one up there. So, hey, real quick, there you go. All right, Detroit Lions extend Kirby Joseph on record-breaking 4-year deal. SB Nation, story by Jeremy Risman. We just mentioned it. If you caught the news yesterday, whether on my show, somebody else's show, I don't know, maybe your mom was putting on a show. I don't know. But, hey, Kirby Joseph's got a 4-year deal, and it is record-breaking. It's going to average roughly $21.5 million over that time, $86 million in totality. Full breakdown of the contract probably won't be available for another 24, 48 hours, something like that. Maybe it will be after the draft. But Kirby Joseph, he had been one of the guys speculated, could the Lions finally move off a player, let him go, trade him? You know, Aaron Glenn and the Jets were rumored to have interest in trying to acquire Kirby. That would make sense. Kirby knows what Aaron Glenn wants to do. He fits that system. But you know what? Kirby Joseph also fits what the Detroit Lions like to do and fits this system. We do have, as we've been talking about since early last season, perhaps, maybe we shouldn't even say perhaps at this point, we do have the best dang safety tandem in the NFL. And it is going to be one of the questions. What do you do with Brian Branch? You know what? Let Brad Holmes cook that up when it comes. I don't think either one of them are leaving. I think Brian Branch, if Kirby Joseph is great at what he does, Brian Branch is very flexible and can do a whole lot of good things. But this is about Kirby Joseph. He is currently now the highest paid safety in the NFL. While he may not be the most complete safety in the NFL, you know what? He is probably the best, without a shadow of a doubt. Single high safety coverage, sideline to sideline safety out there. He reads, he anticipates, he baits quarterbacks into throws. I mean, heck, think about Brock Purdy in the 49ers game last year. He thought, man, the 49ers had a chance to pull this off maybe late in the fourth quarter until Kirby struck twice in that fourth quarter and got those interceptions. You all get it. Hey, he is a very rare player. Very good at what he does. He is a prototypical Detroit Lion. And again, another corroborating bit of evidence just how good Brad Holmes and the scouting department are for the Detroit Lions. Prior to Brad Holmes, when's the last time you can remember 1 or 2 or 3 guys becoming all-pro players from the mid or late rounds? Kirby Joseph, a third-round pick. Probably not a lot of people saw this coming when he was selected, but you know what? Kirby put the foot to the pedal and put the pedal to the metal, and he has become one of the best safeties in the league. Now he's getting rewarded. All right, draft buzz. Could Chiefs make an Lions offer to trade down? SI.com, story by John Macaron. This is one of the ones that is starting to come out. Like I said, there would be more than 5 headlines now. We'll talk about this more during the main topic of the day. But there are a number of teams already coming up. And I guess they've kind of let some things leak out. Who knows if there's any validity to any of this? You have to understand there's always a shell game going on when it comes to draft week, people speculating. But let's also be fair. We all know that in the last 10 to 15 years, more and more teams do trade up, typically from the second round into the late first round to get that 5th-year option. And so when Vegas put out this news and notes yesterday, putting values on the late round, first round picks, Detroit Lions are one of the most valuable picks out there because of what the cost to move up to get it. The Chiefs in this scenario would be talking about moving obviously from their draft pick up to the 28th pick for a player of interest. It sounds like an offensive lineman is what's being speculated. The couple different scenarios here. Let's see, a simple swap could see the Lions giving the 28th overall pick in exchange for pick 31 and 133, fourth rounder. A more complex deal could be the Lions giving up pick 28 and 102 for pick 31, 95, and 133. But you're going to see a lot of this probably during the draft tonight, so pay attention to it. The more a couple key players fall closer and closer to pick 25, 6, 7, 8, you're going to see some guys in the second round, or some teams, I should say, try to move back up in the first round to get that fifth-year option. Especially, it sounds like everyone in Vegas is banking on if one or two of those quarterbacks slide that far, you're probably going to see the Lions cash in that winning lottery ticket for a few more picks. What happens to those extra picks? I guess we'll have to find out, but my guess is at that point, Brad Holmes does try to pull the trigger and move up into the second round, or maybe from the third round to the second round. Remember, my final Lions Talk Live mock draft, I had the Lions trading down twice before they made a pick, but then trading up again later in the draft to get some key players of interest. All right, keeping it going here. Defensive lineman may lift off the board early, ESPN. I'm going to talk about this for a second because as we get close to the draft, I think that's where most pundits in the national media, their information gets a little bit more and more clear, a little bit more accurate as far as things are going on. We all get it. This is a defensive edge. This is a defensive line heavy draft. Lions would like to cash in on one of those two spots, maybe even both those spots. It does sound like, though, a lot of those guys could go off between pick 8 and 24. What would that mean for the Detroit Lions? It means a couple of those quarterbacks might slide down to around that pick. And as you see with the main topic of the day, Lions could take advantage of it by trading on back, cashing in a bag for somebody who needs a quarterback. Say like the Cleveland Browns, say like the New York Football Giants. Both of them have the 2 and number 3 overall picks. But you know what? They're probably not taking a quarterback at number 2 or 3, which means those early second-round picks might become Detroit Lions targets. All right, Tennessee fans will get an early chance to see former Vols quarterback Hendon Hooker in action this summer. A to Z Sports. Zach Regan. So for those who don't know, the Lions were given, or I guess awarded, however you want to term it, the Hall of Fame game. So they're going to play the Los Angeles Chargers July 31st, 2025. Lions are going to have an extra preseason game, so I think you're going to get a chance to see Hendon Hooker a whole lot amongst some other people, some guys, trying to make an NFL roster, or at least, even if they don't make it with the Detroit Lions, trying to put up enough tape out there to make it in the league. I like this for the Lions. It gives them a bit of an edge, especially something to consider, especially since you have a new OC and DC. Getting that extra game, that extra week of preparation, those extra live reps on the field against an opposing team, I think that's going to pay huge dividends for the Detroit Lions come week 1, 2, and 3. Remember the last few years, the Lions don't, with the Dan Campbell, don't really use the preseason for their starters. I do suspect that could change a little bit here to a limited extent. Maybe like the Hall of Fame game, the starting lineup for both teams get 1 drive, 2 drives, etc. Then maybe kind of do what we've done the rest of the time with Dan Campbell. But that extra bit of time, I can only speak to this as a coach. You give me an extra week, I'm probably whooping on you week 1 just a little bit more if you didn't have that. So, hey, I'm all for it. As a coach, I'm selfish. I want every unfair advantage I can get. And the Lions, I think, we're just given a big one. On a side note here, you guys probably all know the next one. Detroit Lions release quarterback before the NFL draft, the spun by Hunter Hoodsie. So not a big surprise here, but the Lions did release, at least for now, quarterback Jake from State from, whatever you want to say. Lions liked him. I think all the fans liked him when he came in the last preseason game, basically with no time in practice to prepare, and he did a whole lot of good things. I will not be surprised if they re-sign him after the draft if they don't get a person of interest. He's got some real promise, I think. Whether or not he would actually make the 53-man roster, I'll leave that for another time to debate, but I do suspect you'll see him return to the Detroit Lions at some point. All right, let's go ahead and get over to the main topic today. It is draft day, opening round, round 1, whatever you want to say. And the draft is here, so let's get into the main topic of the day. All right, we're going to start off talking about tonight's big event by breaking down all the different trades Brad Holmes has made. Let's see if we can use this to give us a little bit of an insight into what could potentially happen today. And if it doesn't happen today, don't be disappointed. Brad Holmes makes a lot of his trades during the middle and later rounds. All right, draft day trades in 2024, 4 of them. Number 1, trade up. Lions sent number 29 and 73 to the Dallas Cowboys for number 24 and a 2025 7th-round pick. Took Terrion Arnold. We probably all give that understood that. Lions gave up 926 points in the trade, received 741 back. Let's see, round 4, I should say. Trade up. Lions sent a 2025 3rd-round choice to the New York Football Jets for the number 126. Lions took offensive tackle Giovanni Manu at number 126. Round 4, Lions sent 164 and 201 and a 2025 4th-round choice to the Philadelphia Football Eagles for the, number 132 and 210. Took Sion Vaki at 132. 6th round trade up. Lions sent 205, 249 to the Houston Texans for 189 and took Makai Wingo at 189. Lions gave up 10 points in that trade, so basically lost out on that. All right, 2023, we had 6 trades. Round 1, I'm not going to go through all these. We'll be here all day. Lions sent number 6 and 81 to the Arizona Cardinals for 12, 34, and 168. We all get it. The Lions got Gibbs, Laporta. Round 2, trade up. Lions sent 48 and 159 to Green Bay Packers for the number 45 overall. Took Brian Branch. And yes, the Packers probably regretted making that trade, as I'm sure we're all aware. Let's see. Pick 2. Lions traded down 55 and 194 to Kansas City for 63, 122, and 249. Chiefs took Rashid Rice at number 55. Lions gave up 377.2 points and received 227 points back. Round 2, trade down. Lions sent 63 and 183 to Denver Broncos for 68 and 139. Took Marvin Mims Jr. So, hey, we get it. In round 3, made another trade. In round 6, number trade, probably should have just done this stuff. 2022, we made 2 trades. Traded up to get to Jameson Williams. First round. Round 6, traded down the Philadelphia Eagles and got Kyron Johnson, yada, yada. You get it. 2021, round 4, made a trade. So, we get it. How about this in a nutshell? Brad Holmes likes to make some trades, and he sees value, especially in the middle and later rounds, of making a lot of trades. As we were talking about earlier during the 5 headlines now, the Lions have according to Vegas, they have the number 2 most valuable draft pick in the later first round for potential trades. We've already gone through the scenarios, but for those just joining, everybody wants a 5th-year option on players. And with so much of the early to middle first round being projected to be defensive linemen gone, whether defensive tackle, defensive edge, it means some of those quarterbacks are going to get pushed down. The one thing I would say everybody's going to want to watch tonight is Shedeur Sanders. If he doesn't go 2 or 3, which I'm going to guess most of the Dew Crew thinks he won't go, if he doesn't go at number 9, which I'd say there's a strong chance the Saints don't take him, or I guess you could even say the Jets, although with Aaron Glenn being the defensive coach, I really don't think he's taking Shedeur Sanders at number 7. So if those 2 teams pass, when's the next team that would potentially take a quarterback? I think you're going to go into the 20s, maybe the Rams, but either way, as you could tell from today's thumbnail, that's part of the scenario. Once he goes off the board, that's where I think you'll see a lot of the teams, like the Giants, like the Browns, probably start getting a little nervous, get a little sweaty, and that's when they may overpay to move back up into the first round and select, say, a Jackson Dart or Milroe or whoever else at quarterback. Because there are teams that need quarterbacks. They're just not high grades on some of the guys this year. Now, if the unforeseen happens, where, say, the Jets were to take a quarterback or the Saints, kind of the same thing. You're going to have some teams wanting to get a quarterback, especially, like I said, the Giants or the Browns, and they might overpay. Vegas has got odds on these things. You have to go to Vegas sports books and all that kind of stuff, but they are projecting the highest rated value for trades are basically pick 25 through 28. The Detroit Lions obviously have the 28th pick. And I think the closer you get to the end of the first round, that's where maybe the cost or risk reward, return on investment, however you want to word it, gets even higher for the Lions. Could they trade back and still get the same player? I think so. I think once you get through the teens, there'll be some teams going in different directions in the 20s. And you know what? That probably sets up well for the Lions. I'm not going to spend all day with this. I felt like the 5 headlines now went a little bit longer. But what are your anticipations for the Lions tonight? Do you think we're going to move up? I know a number of you have anticipated that. My first mock draft, I had us trading up to number 15 to go ahead and get a person of interest. I could still see that happening, and I will say this. Moving from 28 to probably as high as pick 10 or 11 is going to be a lot cheaper this year than perhaps any time in the last decade. Why? Because so many of the grades from pick number 7 to pick number 70 are about the same. There are a ton of second to third round players in this year's draft. There, in my opinion, and who knows if that's accurate or not, it's just my opinion, I really think there's only about 6 or 7 guys with firm first-round grades. And you guys probably already know the guys, so we'll see what shakes out. But I think if the Lions do want to move up today, it's going to cost a whole lot less than normal. Let's get over to you guys, see what you guys have to say. I think Vegas is right. I think the Lions do have one of the lottery ticket draft picks for a trade from somebody for the second round up into the back into the first round. We'll see how much they're willing to give. I don't suspect we'll get like 2 second-round picks. I don't think we'll get a future first or anything like that, but I do think we can get their second, a third, and maybe something else like a 6th-round pick. Use some of that to package back up and maybe even get 3 second-round picks today with ours, theirs, and maybe, like I said, moving back up into the late first, or second round. All right, guys, Bo, just say no to Danforth. We'll say no. Tremere, good morning. Duke Crew, it's draft day. Yes, it is, and I think we're all pretty excited for it. Johnny, good morning to the crew. It's finally here. The first step towards the season. You are correct. Bo, no. Tremere, I hope we pick Jalen Jackson. Yeah, I know you've been on him. I like him. I think he would fit a lot of things here. I just wonder, unless we trade back out of the first round into the second round, I don't know if it will set up where we can get him, but, I do think he is a person of interest for sure. France, good day all. I will be asleep by the time we pick. Yeah, it'll be late, early, however you want to word it, where you're at. But I'll wake up and ready to find out everything that happened 100%. Pierce, I want Jameer Stewart. I think a lot of people do, and he has been a person of interest for the Lions. Dale, let the fireworks begin, Duke Crew. Some fist pounding table action in Allen Park tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! And I know a lot of you guys are going over to Allen Park for the draft. I know the Sarge, Tony Brett and his wife are going. I know Hutch Jr. is going. I know there are other people in the Duke Crew heading on over there. Hope you guys have a phenomenal time. It sounds like the Lions do a pretty good job with that stuff. All right, let's see. Moonscar Pierce, if Kirby stays healthy, a big if, no matter who you are in Detroit, and continues to produce, then no. Did you see EZ's video? Kirby and Ed Reed, only safeties with 225 tackles and 15 picks. That's a pretty rare error you got there. Mike the Marine Gunny, howdy, Dan and Duke Crew. Way to go, Kirby. Let's have a great day and weekend. Woo! 100% there. I'll go with that. And you too, Mike or Gunny. Moonscar, in first 3 years. Correct. Yeah, he's had a phenomenal start to his career. I get every Lions fan, when you draft a player, hey, that guy's going to be great. Kirby's one of the ones to be great. And he's on a trajectory, whatever you want to say, to be in the Hall of Fame. Let that sink in. In the drafts we've had so far with Brad Holmes, how many Hall of Famers could there be? Amon-Ra St. Brown, Kirby Joseph, Penei Sewell, Aiden Hutchinson. I mean, could there be somebody else? I mean, that's an insane amount in just a few years he's been here. Let's see what shakes out. Johnny, please get us a serious edge. Let's see if they can. I'd be great with it. The hard part is I think you are going to have to trade up to get that person, but Brad Holmes does love to make some trades. Pierce, Moonscar Blade, did not see that video. That is insane. All right, we'll check it out. Pierce, Moonscar Blade, I have said we have modern-day Ed Reed and Palomala back there together. We do, and that's a great bunch to have. 2 people that can roam over the center of the field, put a lot of fear in not only just running backs, receivers, but quarterbacks. Brent, how much do we have to pay Branch? We'll find out. We got a couple more years on that, though. Dale Well said, Pierce, best safety combo in the NFL. I'd say at this point, it's going to be really hard to find a team with a better 1-2 punch back there anywhere else in the league. Well, Scott, think about how bad our pass rush kind of was for the most part, those picks last year. I mean, maybe a homer take, but no one gave our pass rush credit, so why would we? All right, fair enough. Trey, what's good, everybody? Question mark. Time to end all the talk and get the results. I like the way you're thinking. Johnny, edge? Yeah, I'd say most of us are trying to dream up edge scenarios. Pierce, please let today be the day I can say Dan Thornton is not a starter. See what we can do. You never know, man. Jess, greetings, salutations, Duke crew. Coach, how many trades up do you think we make during the trades? Do you think we make during the whole draft? I'm thinking Brad makes 2. I'm going to go with 4. And, I know I had us making 2 trade backs before we make a pick. My logic is now, if Vegas is right, and we've got one of the more, desired picks, whatever, in the end of the first round, you're going to have somebody probably overpay, especially if one of the quarterbacks falls that far. They're going to give up quite a bit. And I think at that point, all right, we've got 2 second-round picks. We just picked up some ammunition. Now we're trading up again, probably to end up with 3. Who knows, man? Maybe 4 second-round picks. And to me, that's where a lot of the value is. Now, I know I kind of walked through this during the last LTL mock draft, but there really, in my opinion, it sounds like most of the national pundits think there's basically like 8 or whatever first-round graded players this year. And then there's a gajillion second-round graded players. That's where I think you look at this team, which is already insanely deep. You can add some real firepower for now and the future in this draft. All right, Johnny L. Yes, Trey, I completely agree. I'm with it. I'm on it. Pierce Jesslyn, I think 32 up, 1 down. Okay. Or 3 to 2 up and 1 down. Down with that. All right, not 32. That would be a lot of trades. Man, we make 32 trades, Pierce. Woo! Imagine tomorrow morning show. All right, Johnny. Pierce, I guess I don't like Davenport. Yeah, doesn't like Davenport. I would say that's correct. Pierce Jesslyn, in this order, first trade, we go up. Second, we go down. Third, we go up. With the picks we got from the trade down. Okay, yeah, I can see that. 100%, Pierce. Bo, sounds like the motorcycle transmission, Pierce. All right. Robert, draft date is upon us. Woo! I concur. Johnny L., I have never been a fan. All right. Art, I'm pretty excited about the Lions/Chargers game in July. How cool would it be if they both made the Super Bowl? Question mark. Oh, and happy draft date. The draft is here, my friend. And yeah, you're right. I know I said about it or talked about it during the 5 headlines now. As a coach, I love the fact we have that extra game, that extra week to prepare, especially with the new OC and DC. Robert, if the Lions trade JMO, I suggest Jackson eats the Tree of Destiny, or Jason eats the Tree of Destiny. We'll have to see if we can get Jason to do that live on the air. Pierce, Coach, can I get a draft day skipper? Woo! Man, I don't even know where that is right now. Let's see if I can find it. 1, 2, 3.
Everybody. Woo!
Still got to edit. Drake with the 28th overall pick. Lions select. We'll find out. We'll find out tonight. I'll land on the let's get J.Ed Campbell. I'm down with that. Clark, let's draft Jackson Dart. No one will have seen that coming. No, you would catch everybody completely off guard. Pierce, Shamir Stewart, Zabel, or Kenneth Grant. We win tonight for me. Yeah, I'd say all 3 of those would be great options. Brent, Zabel for Grant would be fine with me. Pass on Shamir Stewart. All right. Big Eddie, greetings, salutations. Could we take Golden? Question mark. The kid can fly. Some have speculated it, and we did just have him in, was that last week or the week before or something like that? Johnny L. Well, the day is finally here. Get her done, and let's go Lions. We'll see what we do tonight. Dale, did you hear that Ron Wood throwing awesome shade at Green Bay? That was funny. Yes, he did. I thought that was well played. Well played. You got to poke a little fun at your rivals when you get the opportunity. Stephanie, good morning, boys. Exclamation. I'm starting to believe we will move up, but around the 20 to 24th pick. Yeah, and that probably wouldn't cost much at all this year, especially to do it. So we'll see what shakes out tonight. All will be revealed in less than 24 hours. Let's see. Wish I could get excited for that game. Who that matters will play in that game. Probably no one. Maybe you get to see Hooker. Probably the cheapest game tickets to go see the Lions, though. Yeah, if you want to make the haul on over, I guess it's really not that far from for most of Michigan. But if you want to go see a cheap game and just say I got to watch the Lions this year and not break the bank, go check it out. Manbear, good morning, all. Same to you. Art, I don't follow college ball, so I really don't know who's out there. I'm sure Brad Holmes will get the best players. Yeah, 100%. That's what they get paid to do, scout, check it out, and then plus they have a bunch of people who get paid for a living to scout and rate those guys. Pierce, Stephanie Waller, I have to believe that is our spot for a while, especially with the Steelers. They can go back and still get their quarterback. Yeah, 100% there. True. Moonscar, I do think Hello the Blue Wave sets Hall of Fame a game attendance record. Could be. It would be an ideal location. Again, not horribly far. Dale, I don't watch Shamir Stewart. Such a lack of production in college. Buyer beware with him. Now, maybe in the third round. Yeah, that could be. Brent, Stephanie Water, yeah, my thoughts also. Move up past the Packers and Vikings. Jump in front of them. Hey, ruin their day once again. Just say, Kate, hey, man, talking about somebody I haven't seen in a minute. Moonscar Blade, correct me if I'm wrong, but that game gives us 4 preseason games. That's a lot of help for reps for a hooker. Yes, it would be. Stephanie Water, Brent DeWitt is trying to get you a match with a Packers fan. So no takers. So far, no takers. So glad we got Kirby done. Who's next? I'm guessing, man, the next domino to fall as far as re-signing, it's got to be Hutch or Jameson Williams, I would think. So, but maybe both of them at the same time. Maybe they'll do it together. Moonscar Blade, you are correct. Hall of Fame is a bonus game. Yeah, I love it to death, man. The fact you get that extra game, those extra reps, that extra time, I was so excited, selfishly as a coach when I heard that. Pierce Sosa Malong, I believe Hutch gets done. Let's see. Brett, laughing out loud, Moonscar Blade. Smack Talker made me wish I was 20 years younger, or Stephanie. There you go, laughing out loud. Moonscar Blade, I'm still waiting on bro. I mean, David, I mean, Chris, I mean, insert your name here for that match. Yeah, I don't think the person that you're referencing will ever get in the ring with you, Stephanie. Moonscar Blade, odd for the Lions to be in it without an inductee in this year's list from the Lions. And Antonio Gates for the Chargers. I think Moonscar, the bottom line, it's a business. They understand the drive isn't that big for most Lions fans. Lions fans, you can see it with what I'm anticipating this year's schedule. They understand the Lions travel. People want to view them. There's a lot of Lions fans who aren't Lions fans, if that makes sense. So they know it's probably a good sell for the game. Silver Server, good morning, coach and everyone else. I'm down with that. Brent, if J-Mo gets traded, it better be big. If he gets traded, I think you're going to get a lot from him, but I don't see him leaving. Kerry, greetings, salutations, Duke Crew. Back at you, Pat. We got a lot of news yesterday. You can see the team has a plan and stays with it no matter what. Correct. They are going to take care of their own. Moonscar, 70 Water, for the record, Broski is not Chris Foster nor David G. Please don't be fooled with those other fools. Okay, fair enough. Johnny L. J-Mo is going nowhere but here. Yes, I would think so. Five Fingers Freddy, will Coach Dan broadcast and do the play-by-play for Broski versus Stephanie? I'll pay money for that one. If we can ever arrange that, sure, I will do that and free of charge on Lions Talk Live. Let's see, Silver Server Pierce, I don't think that Kirby got overpaid. All of them big shots are overpaid in my view. Fair enough. John Forrest, if we don't pay Kirby, somebody else would have. I would agree with that. Hendricks fan, Kirby got paid, ! Well deserved. What a fine in the third round. Yeah, great compliments to Brad Holmes and the scouting department. Moonscar, Miles Margaret, greetings, salutations, Lion Pride. Today, I imagine Holmes using Sony Jr.'s line. I'm working here. This is Holmes' weekend. Watch him shine. Yeah, this is one of the bigger components to be an NFL GM, or to be fair, a GM of any franchise. When it comes to the draft, you got to hit if you want to stay around, if you want to stay relevant, you want to keep your team prominent. Dave, just how many middle or late round picks has Home hit on? A lot. Jim, Kirby got paid. Now Branch and Hutch today, please. If it's not today, I do suspect maybe before the beginning of the season that something could go down. Trim Reaper, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. Woo! Back at you, Silver Server. By midseason, they will have a much clearer picture about who they will want to resign. I would agree with that. Detroit D, ! Green salutations to the Duke Crew. J-Mo not going anywhere, and we better get some defensive stud playmakers that can get us over the top. I'm down with that. I think just about everybody in the crew is. Silver Server, enough prediction, fellows, ! Today should be just like school before the summer holidays. Only games. I'm down with that. Motor City Patriot, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. What a day to be in Detroit. We can go enjoy it, my friend, and cheer on the team. Troy Davis, draft day, woo! And back at you. Here's Johnny, another person I haven't seen in a minute. Let's go. Go Lions, go, 100%. Noel, let's see. Good morning, Duke Crew. It's draft day. ! Let Brad cook. He will be cooking all day long. Yeah, he ain't gonna get much sleep today. Don Kong, here go, folks! ! Call my daughter out of school. It's a holiday over here. Day 1 of the NFL draft. We have the best GM in football. Life is good. Go enjoy it, my friend. Have some good family time while enjoying it. All right, Rock, good morning. All big day is here. At last, just need one player, put us over the hump. Woo! Yeah, it's to your point, Coach Rock. I think just about everybody watching, could be wrong, but I think everybody believes we don't need a ton of players out of this draft. We can just get a few guys that come in and really beef this team up. This team is already insanely deep, insanely talented. you add another stud draft class. Wow, we could be scary good. Johnny L, yes, and yes, it's time. Yes, it is. King SJ, greetings, salutations, Coach and Duke Crew. Happy draft day. Hopefully everybody is enjoying it. I've got the Mountain Dew ready. Sure, remember, it's going to be a good day, Tater. Yes, it will. Don Burt, draft day, Pistons, basketball, Tigers, balling, Detroit versus everybody. Yeah, talk about a good time to be a Detroit sports fan. Mary, good morning. We here and we ready? Yes, we are. We are ready to go 1,000%. Good morning, Mary. Rocky, hope they film and show the War Room soon. I got to imagine they will. Just everybody knows, hey, Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, they get pretty excited if they get the right picks. I think cameras are going to be on them just to see that. Don Kong, let's go Detroit sports, exclamation point. Cheer, Don Burrs. Here's Johnny. Just do it. I see what you did there. Don Burr, Don Kong, 100%. Silver Star, Coach, question mark. The more I look at it, the more I see Bears have a great chance to solidify that team. They got a top 10 pick and 2 early seconds. No wonder Ben Johnson jumped at the opportunity. And they got a rookie quarterback. At least that appears they have some potential. We'll see what shakes. Don Kong, skip the Bears. Shamir, Kirby got that bag. Yes, he did. Hope he doesn't spend it all at one spot. Although if he does, I just recommend he go see Bobby at the Circle K. Brett, skip the Bears. Let's skip them. Maturity isn't an age; it is a destination. 100%. Johnny L. Edge, please. Dumber, Saab, same offensive line. Bears, yeah, 100%. Yes, same old Bears. There you go. Marcus, we'll draft a defensive tackle, wide receiver, defensive edge, safety, center, and tight end. Could be what the list is. Harry Moore, good morning, Coach Dan, the Duke Crew. What a team! What a podcast! What time to be a Lions fan! Woo! And thank you for that. Good morning to you. Pierce Steinberg, good morning, dude. Exclamation point. What is your take on Kirby's money? Hey, he's got more money than I do today. How about that? Probably more money than most of us. Marcus, a decision on JMO's fifth-year option will need to be decided by May 1st. I did see that. So I do suspect they're going to pick it up. I'm going to suspect any fifth-year option and anybody they've drafted, they're going to pick up. But been wrong before. Coach Rock, wish the media would leave JMO alone. He's a good kid. He's grown up a lot in the last few years. I don't let him go now. Woo! Yeah, in my personal opinion, I know there have been some people that haven't liked some of the stuff that's happened with Jameson Williams in his time in Detroit. But like I point out all the time, man, I was a knucklehead when I was 20, 21, let alone in the spotlight. Man, I'm thankful there wasn't social media back then. But I think he's overall a very good person. He's getting better. He's growing up. He's maturing just like all of us. And you know what? He's becoming a pretty dang good player too. Silver Sir, I'm just saying that if JMO by midseason has 750 yards and 6 touchdowns on 38 catches, Lions might rush to give him a 5-year extension. Maybe, yeah, because he apparently wants to be here. He likes the community as far as the pro sports community and stuff like that. I just don't see a downside in retaining him. Dr. Detroit, we are drafting Golden, and your guy knowing your heart it's true. All right, we'll find out. Hey, good morning. Well, the doc said it's all good, nothing that can't be taken care of with medications. Woo! That's good news, Henry. Now to the bigger and better things, the draft. 100% glad to hear you're okay, man. I was wondering when you were going to talk to us about your situation, but glad to hear it went well. Now, Bird Pierce, good morning, bro. I think at the moment it's pricey, but I would look at a bargain soon like always. 100%. Damon, I'm Gucci here too. Exclamation point. Just waiting to see what Brad Holmes is about to serve the Lions in the NFL this year. I like the way you're thinking, my friend. Good morning. Don Carr. Whatever Brad chooses to do is the best decision ever. Exclamation point. Super excited for this. Yeah, this is the draft I'm probably most excited to see just because of all the different possibilities I think the team can go in. Pierce Downbird, that's my thoughts exactly. Brett, Henry Moore, that's great news. 100%. Exclamation point. Derek, good morning, Coach and crew. I'm thrilled they got a deal done with KJ. I was hoping it would be a more team-friendly deal. You know what? That price tag's going to keep going up. I'm guessing in 12 months from now, we're all going to look back and go, that's a pretty good deal. Tay Main, all good. Man, I hope my bro J-Mo doesn't get traded. I don't think he's going to, Tay. I think he's going to be here for the foreseeable future, whether it's 5-6 years. I'll let you guys all dive into, but I don't think he's leaving the building. Don, I see Brad moving up that back, so he's going to be aggressive. Yeah, I think he's going to be aggressive too, Don. I agree. Taymane, Dan, Duke Crew, do you guys think we're going to move up in the draft? I do, but I also see the value probably more in this draft as far as all the grades under the different players in trading back into the second round and potentially having 2 or 3 second-round selections. Dr. Troy, I agree. Don, move up for McMillan, maybe. Marcus, after this weekend, we are going to see who real pundits are and who we clickbait kings. Not talking about Dan. Hey, if I'm a clickbait king, I mean, it comes down to interpretation. Some people will, some people won't call me that. Hey, I do the best I can. How about that? And I'll go with that. But thank you for that, Marcus. Thank you very much. Big Dick McMillan is a beast. So is Tyrion Cat. There you go. Marcus, we'll draft the defense attack on the first and a wide receiver in the second. Watch. I'll be watching, man. And I could see it if the right setup is there. Number Dr. Detroit, wide receiver, no, laughing out loud. Dr. Detroit, I think that's backwards. Brad loves him offensive weapons. He does, man. He wants the offense to be strong. Marcus, maybe Dr. Detroit, Don Bird, Dr. D. If Brad moves up for a wide receiver, you better believe Trey Hendrickson or someone else is on their way to Detroit. Let's see what shakes. Coach Rock, we all know there's no room on this team for 7 players, so trade away and get about 3 good players. And, man, the dogs think we should make this move, apparently, because they're barking for it. One good trade for a playmaker on D. I don't know if you guys heard the dogs, but I figured I'd try to fill in there. All right, well, I'm greetings, salutations, Dan Duku. I can't wait for the draft to be over. I'm happy for Kirby getting paid. Go Lions, 1 pride, exclamation points. Woo! Hit the like button. Hit all the buttons if you guys would. All right, Brian, good morning. All draft day is finally here. Are we supposed to be excited to see Hooker in preseason? Just saying. Preseason is for the bums trying to hold the team. Yeah, some starters play. Some do. My thinking, Brian, is this year it's got more value just because, again, to reiterate, you have a new OC in DC. You got more opportunity to try to get everybody down with the verbiage, terminology, the route structures, the different schemes and schematics. Don Burr, let's see, Dr. Detroit, Don, why would I believe that? Question mark. Here's Johnny Rocky. All right. Trim Reaper, poor Jake from State from. I think he'll be back. Been wrong before. Brian trying to make the team. I don't know. It messed up. It is. Don Bird, Dr. Detroit is the only way fans won't flip tables and cars over after trading up for a wideout. There you go. Dunk Kong, this is so exciting. Explanation. I hope we really good trade back offer. I think we'll probably get something, but we'll see. Brett, TA is announcing a day 2 pick. That's awesome that he'll be there. Brian, trade Hooker time. All right, trade Hooker time. Let's see what we get offered. Here's Johnny Rocky. There you go. Marcus, I'm not trading my hooker. Hey, keep the hookers in Detroit. Dr. Detroit, laughing out loud. Don B, that would be correct. Brent, laughing. Lions for the win. I think we trade Kirby for a 5th-round pick. All right. Well, it would be an odd move after just signing him. Dr. Detroit, Hooker, and JMO for Parsons and switch 28 and 12. This, the Lions select McMillan. Hey, wouldn't that be something if that went down? That'd be, that would be something. Let's see. Trade JMO for Tadarius Toney. There you go. Lions for the win. As 411, the Lions, this re-signed Joseph. Yeah, they just re-signed him. Dr. Detroit laughing. Big D. Lions for the win. Are you drinking or smoking the same? Maybe a bit of both. Lions for the win. Signs Darius Smith to a 4-year, $178 million deal. Or could be $178 million. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Dr. Detroit. Tony is elite wide receiver. Waiting to happen. Could be. Daz 411. Lions for the win. Not trading Kirby. They just re-signed him. Yes, they did. Johnny L. Who's this McMillan guy? Go check him out. Big D. Well, something is not right in your head, buddy. That could be. Chuck, good morning. Exclamation point. Can't wait to see what Brad and the crew do today. I see what you did there. Miles Mark, yay, Henry, glad for you, 100%. Moonscar, Dr. Detroit, swindle all right. Trim Reaver, smash the like and subscribe buttons. Woo, yeah, thank you. If you guys can, hit all the buttons. Moonscar, swindle, Jones, one more time. There we go. Dr. Detroit, I'm trolling, guys. Some of you are very gullible. Yes, it might be true. Dr. Detroit, would you trade for a punter? Probably not. The Lions for the win. As for one, go Pistons. Detroit basketball, let's go. Yes, the Pistons are back. Pat, good morning, Coach. I missed your mock draft. Who did you have them picking? You'll have to go back, Pat, and check it. It did change a little bit from Lions Talk Live mock 1 to 3, but see what your thoughts are on it. Detroit, hex yeah, 2025 and 26, 1st and a 3rd for the best kicker. There you go. Coach Rock, Fanatic here's hoping you awake when the pick probably means we traded up. Yeah, we could trade up. Donberg, no, we won't be sleeping when Detroit picks Brad, not sitting at 28. Yeah, I'm thinking they will move on up. Eddie's Fish, I think the Lions stay at 28 unless they get the right offer to move up instead of the top 10. Let's see if they move up that far. That would be eyebrow raising. Detroit, Brad moving to 12, 18 in your opinion? Let's see. That would be an ideal selection for a couple of different edges. We'll put it that way. Trevor Reaver, yes, it's going to be a great draft, and don't call me Shirley. I won't call you Shirley. Moonscar, Brad Holmes' odds are greater at moving from 28 than staying at 28. I'll go with that. Chad the Historian, Hall of Fame. Let's not go slappy now. All right, I got you. Johnny, here's, hey, Shirley, how are you doing? We'll find out. Dr. Detroit, top 10 is a bit price tag, a high price tag. Player needs to drop to the value area of the draft. We'll find out if they drop. Eddie's Fish, I would like to see the Lions use money from their ticket sales to keep the team together. Brad Holmes said that he will not reach for a player. No, I don't think Brad Holmes is going to reach. Dr. Detroit, 12 through 18. Keegan, draft day, let's go. I like the way you're thinking. A's 411. Rip Steve, Mongo McMichael. I did see that yesterday. He died at, I think, 63. So sorry for him and his family. Sorry for the loss. Dr. Detroit, draft starts at noon. For some, it will. The pre-draft. Oscar, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's correct. Dr. Trey, all that stinks. I get that. David, I would like the Lions to trade up from in front of Green Bay and take whoever Grossi wants the Packers to take. Yeah, it would be like 3 years in a row we have leapfrogged the Packers. Moonscar Blade, pick 28, probably around 10:30, probably. But Johnny L, DD, I wish. Moonscar, maybe later. Dr. Trey, ticket sales money are already spent on new locker rooms and forward bonuses. There you go. Trim Reaver, why can't football players wear sunglasses on the field? Because it's a contact sport. Phil, good morning. Back at you, Phil. Silver, Coach, I was listening to Spirit of Detroit. His guest, who had a friend acquainted with Michigan head coach in D.C., the coach said his words that Josiah Stewart is by far the toughest player on the team. Could be, man. Could be. I haven't spent that much time on Stewart, but I do know this. The Lions have spent a lot of resources doing interviews and conducting interviews with him, so I won't be surprised the Lions try to go get him. Moonscar, I see what you did there, Trim Reaper. 100%. Yes, Dunk Kong. Whatever Brad does is the best decision ever. Brad is very busy building a dynasty, and he's done a pretty good job with it. Hello, Phil, says As411. The Philippines on demand. If the Lions trade J-Mo, we'll get a high-profile edge. Then our next move would be to trade up and replace J-Mo. Then I'd grab a defensive tackle or OG. Yeah, it could be that scenario. Trim Reaper laughing. David, was a mock yesterday that had Will Johnson dropping into the Lions. Take him. Would that drive some people crazy? I don't know, because I think most would say he's a pretty dang good player. And if he somehow got to the Lions, I'd say Meek Robinson is probably gone after this year. Phil, did you set that picture? Did you see that picture of Hooker? Looks like he was extremely thin, like maybe he's been ill. That I haven't seen. I'll have to check that out, Phil. One Pride, draft day, exclamation points. Johnny L, please stop with the J-Mo nonsense. He's not going anywhere but here. I'll agree with that. Here's Johnny. Don't tell me Hooker's on crack. No, I don't think he is, man. Might be slimming down though. Who knows, man? Trim Reaper, what happened when a football player goes blind? They become referees. That could be a lot of truth there. Aletta the Hun, my prediction: Davenport NFL comeback player of the year. That would be awesome. Means he's been productive and healthy. Bryant, nobody tries anymore in preseason. It's basically half speed and two-hand touch. Might be true. Brent, I got Hutch for comeback player of the year. Oh, yeah. I wonder if they could throw that at him. Let's see. Brent, much more likely. Brian, Hutch comeback player of the year sounds great. It does sound great. Dunk Kung, there's also a guy that Brad already knows he is going to be re-signing. Probably true. Josh, trade for George Pickens to Detroit by tonight or tomorrow morning. We'll see if they do that. One Funky, I just cut weight to see how many people were so wrong after this weekend. There'll be a lot of people wrong. It's how it goes. With all the different mocks, all the different predictions, not everybody's going to be a winner. Josh, trade for George Pickens to Detroit by tonight or tomorrow night. We'll find out. Hotel Mitch, I'm just glad the Lions draft anyone but a defensive end with the first pick. We'll find out. As ripped Mountain Dew food dye. I did see that. They're trying to get rid of all the different dyes, and I think it's in the next 3 years. They're trying to outlaw them or ban them. So is what it is. I'll have to make some adjustments. All right, Pierce, One Funky Lions fan. Who do you think we are getting tonight? We'll find out. One Funky, not sure if we even make a pick tonight. It does seem like it is trending that way. Independent Aquaman. Woo! Good morning. Lions Talk Live. Sherlock Villain Holmes is going to cook today and this week and go Lions. I like that. I didn't even think about that. Sherlock Villain Holmes. There you go. Let's see. Don Kong, Motown Mitch, I second that. Motown Mitch, Don Kong, I want to see Derek Cry from Lions Syndicate. You might get that opportunity. Here's Johnny laughing. Kerry, do you believe it's possible for the Lions to backload contracts and use the franchise tag to pay for everyone's contract? Here's what I think. From what I've been paying attention to the structure of the contracts, they're offsetting years a lot. So, hey, this guy gets paid this year, you get paid that year. And basically the year this guy gets paid, the other guy gets paid less. They're trying to balance things out that way, it would appear. Bo, who let the dogs out? We'll find out. Kerry, smash the like button. Smash all the buttons while you're at it. The Trim Reaper, who let the dogs out? Hopefully the Lions are letting everybody out of the building tonight. Don Kong, Kerry, no, there will be guys traded for not re-signed. All right, Frank Tink, what up, Duke Crew, East Side? Woo! Go Lions, go Frank. Here, let's see, Silver Server, who is calling my coach a clickbaiter? Man, the coach finds a headline every day to give us something to start and keep us together. Somebody don't like that they can lump it. Hey, it happens, man. I mean, here's what I'd say. It's not just YouTube. It's in print media. So like when I worked for newspapers, there'd be people who jump on you if you write a headline a certain way or don't word it the way they do. I mean, if I put breaking news instead of burning news or topic of the day or whatever, people jump on you like that. You guys have to remember, some people see stuff very fast. Some people, maybe a couple hours later, it is breaking news to somebody. Just like if I put update, some people yell at me, it's not updated. I knew this 2 days ago. All right, well, some people didn't. So it's just the nature of things. I don't worry about it. Maybe I did when I was a younger journalist. Nowadays, though, I just understand somebody's going to get irritated by everything. You just move on with it. But I will also say, I know I've said this before on the show. One of the best things ever happened to me was having a couple different veteran editors. So Jack Moss at the Kalamazoo Gazette, Felix Rousset at the Courier Leader. They both were very similar in the same thing. They said, if you want to stay employed, you've got to be able to write headlines that when somebody's walking past the newsstand or whatever, they look at it and say, all right, I want to read that story. If they don't, the newspaper doesn't sell, you're out of business, and you're unemployed as a journalist. Let's see. Great Lake State guy. Hey, Coach and Duke Crew. Exclamation point. Hope Hall is well. Let's go Lions. Draft date. The draft is here, my friend. Silver Server. If somebody I meant to write. All right. Let's see. PLC L Curvo. Good morning, Dan. Today is the day Brad Holmes puts the last piece of the puzzle. Go Lions Super Bowl. I like the way you're thinking. Yes, if we get the right pieces, we're already, think about last year, as beat up as we were already 15-2. These guys stay healthy. Some of the younger guys develop and put in another draft class. I think this is going to be a real hard team to beat. All right, Jonathan, good morning. Just need to see Hutch extension, probably coming sooner versus later. Frank the Tank, it's a great time to be a Detroit sports fan. Go Lions, go Tigers, go Pistons, go Lions, go them all. Let's see, Frank Tank, I told you they were all going to resign Kirby Joseph, and all the boys ain't going nowhere either. Let's hope they keep them all. Here's Johnny 2.0, 4.44 here, or let's see, 4 a.m. 44, whatever I'm trying to say in AZ. Got to get time here, 7, so got to go. Happy draft day, everybody. Go enjoy it, Johnny. I know I murdered that time, but you get it, man. It's 4:44 in the morning. Chris, let's see, here we go. If we trade J-Mo, I might quit watching the Lions, especially for Parsons. I see nothing in Parsons. I don't think we're trading for Parsons. And, incorrect before. Nick, good morning. Exclamation point. Good point on the preseason game, especially with new coaches. Yeah, for me, selfishly as coach, I love that as soon as that news hit. Great Lakes, I want Michigan's Grant. We need McNeil out and have to re-sign Za'Darius. Let's see if we can get them all. Za'Darius, Arthur, first time here. Go Lions, go Blue. Arthur, thank you for being a part of the Duke Crew. Hopefully you enjoy it, and hopefully you enjoy the draft tonight. Let's see, Pierce, Great Lake State, Michigan, and beyond the picture that tandem when Reader's contract is up next season. Yeah, I don't think they'll re-sign DJ Reader unless something unforeseen happens across the defensive line. Gary, 14-3 this year. I like the way you're thinking. Miles Martin, welcome, Arthur. Grit. Yeah, Arthur's got grit. He's up early in the morning and here. Great Lakes, especially Pierce. I mean, to say that out loud, and who knows what McNeil will be like when he comes back. Yeah, we'll all be waiting to see. Great Lakes, big guys don't always heal as well. They don't always. Let's hopefully, the good part is they do have the best medical available to help them heal. Pierce, Great Lakes, Michigan is a game was never built on speed, and with science advances, ACLs aren't devastating anymore. No, you think about Billy Sims back in the 80s, what happened with him? It ended his career. Nowadays, he would have been back the next season. Great Lakes, true. Gary, good morning, Duke Crew. Back at you, Gary. Bo, we were refreshing to your dog's referring to your dog's coach hearing them bark. I got you. Yes, man, I'm messing that up. Sorry, guys. Haven't had my Mountain Dew this morning. Great Lakes, don't be surprised if we take an offensive lineman, follow the money, and Goff is the money. The defensive line depth in the draft is much deeper than offensive line. Yeah, and I think you're probably spot on with that, Great Lakes. Offensive line will be an area of interest for this team, I do believe. Trim Reaper, have a great day, Coach and crew. Woo! Back at you, Trim. Kurt Steele, what up, though, Duke Crew? What's up, man of Steel? Trim Reaper, good morning, Kurt. You know who? You can't win the Super Bowl in April, but you can sure lose it. Seeing how the other teams in division got better, Brad needs to add day one contributors to the arsenal in this draft. Let's see if he can. I think he will. Brian, I agree, 14-3. Bo, 14-3. Miles Margaret enjoying the opening round. One pride. Go enjoy it. Derek, clickbait has been around since the invention of the printing press. Get over it. 100%, man. 100%. And again, some people hate it. Some get under the skin. The only thing I can say is I try to put out an entertaining show for you guys 7 days a week. And when you're in the off season, it's not always so easy to find headlines. Brent, happy trails, Duke Crew. One pride worldwide. I'll go with that. Have a great day. Enjoy the draft. Bo, happy trails, Duke Crew. See you at the draft. We'll see you then, my friend. All right, guys, if there is breaking news later today, of course, I'll get it over to you as quick as possible. If you would be so kind before checking out, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons. Be a good human being. Do something kind for somebody you don't know. We'll see you tomorrow morning or later today if there's breaking news on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.
Excuse me, sir, would you... Donations to Reverend Moon? Jews for Jesus?
Read about Jehovah's Witness? How about Buddhism?
How Jerry's kids? Oh, yeah. Scientology?
Or nuclear power?